Now, when we look at David and Goliath, I've worked for both. I've worked for very large companies, and I've worked for some small companies. And these small companies, when they bring me in, they're saying, we want to be that big company. I says, no, you don't. Not yet. You're going to grow as fast as you're going to grow. Stop worrying about the big company. They have a lot of capital behind them. That's it. They spend a lot of money, but they don't do things too much different than what you may do. But let's look, if you're David and you happen to be going up against Goliath. Now, I know we have small companies in here and we have big companies here, and we do compete at some point. But if you're David and you want to know how to beat Goliath, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Be responsive. When you're small, you're more nimble. You can do more things. You can think faster. You can make decisions faster. When I was with Goliath, man, I had so much red tape. If I wanted to make an offer to a client, I had to go to this guy, and then that guy had to ask that guy. But yet when you're David, you make the decision, you make it happen, and the customer feels you know what you're doing. Be memorable. Now, those of you that are in commercial, if you are sitting in front of somebody and you're getting to know them. Now, I was recently with another company, and they had a large commercial division, and I asked, do you mind telling me about your last sales visit? And this guy, he's like, yeah, let me tell you about this. And he goes through everything, and he says, and I left it with him, and I know we're going to get it. As a sales manager, I cannot stand, I know we're going to get it. Now, I asked him, I said, so what is this guy like? What are his hobbies? What does he do? Well, I don't know. I don't know who he is. I mean, I know his name. I said, so you don't know anything about this guy? He says, no. I said, let me ask you, if you were to sit in front of the guy and you got a chance to get to know him, and you asked him about maybe his favorite author, or maybe he talked about his favorite author. Well, let's say that somebody says, hey, you know what, I really like John Maxwell. We went to his conference. I will tell you right now that I will, as soon as I won't even leave the parking lot. I will be on Amazon. Now, I wish I could say, Alexa, please order a book, but can't do that with your phone quite yet. So I'm ordering a John Maxwell book to be sent to him. He may already have it, but it doesn't matter. The next one is be confident. Don't hear Goliath's name. Start. I was at a very large roofing company, and one of the things that we like to do, when we pull up, we'll see one of the other roofing companies there. Our guys were made, when they see that, to stand up tall, be confident. Now, we were Goliath. But what was a little troubling is when we got there and the David guy was there, he would get mad. He'd start shuffling his papers around. Be confident. You may not have to be Goliath, but you better act like him. Don't focus on beating the big companies. If you're David, don't focus on beating them. Just focus on beating yourself, beating last year, beating last month.